So we have Harshal Gibbs with us, former South African opening batsman. Harshal, how do you see the concept of this new league?
Yeah, look, it's exciting. I think, a couple of years ago, a couple of the past players, Indian and Australia, and myself and John T, we played in something similar to this. It was a lot of fun. I think, that with regards to tennis ball, I think, gully cricket in India is quite big. And I think this is like a little stepping stone for them, to sponge off, past former international players, just to grab and, getting as much advice and from everything to do with cricket. And maybe, find something that will inspire them to the next level. But it's the opportunity at the end of the day that these guys are looking for. And with as much exposure that they get at this level, like I said, you never know what could happen and take them to the next level. So I'm all for it. I think it's a wonderful concept and an idea. And yeah, like I said earlier, I think if the sponsors can get behind it, the kids want opportunity, and the more sponsors there are, the more, they invest in it, the longer and more opportunities come their way for the kids and, for the next generation of players. So I think it's a wonderful initiative, and like I said, hopefully it goes for a long time.
With WTC final round in the corner, how do you see South Africa chances against Australia?
Yeah, look, I think Australia are still very much the favourites, firm favourites. England is a country where overhead conditions play a big part, and Lord's obviously, the home of cricket. I think that's not going to be any different. Both teams have come off, guys that have been playing in the IPL. They haven't had a lot of, obviously, 4-day red ball cricket, but yeah, I think you look at the technical abilities of both batters and bowlers. Australia got a wonderful bowling attack, fantastic quick bowlers. They've got some wonderful batters too, averaging over 40 and 50. I mean, Steve Smith's averaging 62, crazy numbers. I think he alone has scored more test runs than our whole Proteas team together, so that is why they're firm favourites. But I think, for me, I think they'll maybe a wonderful opportunity for the Proteas to win the toss and bowl and try and get Australia out cheaply, and then bat obviously as long as they can. But it's not going to be easy. But yeah, they've got nothing to lose. I think Australia, like I said, are firm favourites. But I think the best way South Africa's best chance of actually winning that be to win the toss and bowl and try and run through Australia with a new ball first day, and then bat maybe once if they can.
With Virat Kohlis retiring from Test cricket, was you shocked, or you think that it was the right time?
I wouldn't say I was shocked. He's been around for a long time. I think everybody, as a batter, or even also as a bowler, when it's your time. It's, batting is such a mentally tiring thing, especially a top order batter. Opening the batting, you always feel like you're a guinea pig and, going in first ball and et cetera. But, I think he's a proud man. I think he's done as much as he could. You could see glimpses of it, maybe tiring out mentally in Australia. Before he was, that bullishness, never die hard sort of approach. And you could maybe see it. And he himself probably knows he just didn't have it anymore, to get up to the challenge. But yeah, I mean, he's been fantastic. So it's good to see him in an IPL final. It would be nice to maybe.
RCB winning the IPL final, you reckon?
Oh, I think it's gonna. I mean, look at it. The chase last night from Punjab were fantastic. They made it look quite easy. They will be a confident team. Obviously, with Ponting, their coach, it'll be a big inspirational talk, I'm sure, before that final.
RCB or Punjab?
I'd like to see RCB chase. Punjab, they chased it well last night, but I think, scores matter in big games, so getting that scoreboard pressure But I would like to see RCB chase and Virat be man of the match.
Last question. Virat and Rohit, they have retired from the Test cricket. So how do you see India's chances under Shubman Gill in England for a 5-test match series?
Look, I think the chances are really good. I think the new crop of youngsters you guys have got are fantastic. They look very, very confident. You know, there's a lot of self-belief. I think they've rubbed, I think very good, Virat's approach and that belief that he's installed in all these youngsters are showing. I think they can handle their own in most conditions. You know, I think they're young and they're there to learn. Obviously, you know, it might not be easy because the ball can do quite a lot there in England, depending on the overhead conditions. You know, when there's no clouds in the sky, it's a fantastic place to bat. I wouldn't say easy, never easy, but it's a lot easier than when it's overcast. You know, and that is something they need to be able to go through in order to become better players. You know, so. They've got the bowling strength, they've got the batting strength. I mean, there's a lot of depth in India at the moment. So I don't think they'll have a problem. They'll be all right.
Thank you so much, Harshal.
Thank you.
Just one little thing.